You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout, too. You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe was always obsessed with this cereal. Masked marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. Hey, I got time. I'll help if I can.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea.
Старая плевательница.
Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile?
Конечно.
Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace then?
Так, ну... Думаю, это очень грот.
Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Да, только он обрубит вам электричество. Отвести мощность, которую используете к заводу.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
В вашем лагере есть регулятор мощности, нужен для ремонта корабля.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the...
Что в мить против города?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his...
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Так не нужно говорить такие вещи, чтобы перейти меня на свою сторону. Так. Что вы имеете против простых горожан?
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation.
На, по кладбищу меня убило. Допустим, я помогу вам.
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
Я думаю, думаете, что это просто хочется
You bring
досадить?
power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Ну вот. Ну, теперь что мы будем делать? Скажешь.
Yeah, huh? You mean about the mission being too clean? There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
Ты что-то украла?
Not intentionally. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road.
Понятно.
It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of zero?
Я не знаю.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson. I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's...
Механик, когда ты видишь машину, хочешь починить.
Fixing the universe is way better than the likes of me.
Не смогла. Так. Что нам делать-то? Чуть каково? Эти плохие, эти не супер. Так. И обворовать особо здесь ничего нельзя. Ботаническая лаборатория, личные дела. Ну-ка. Покинул консервный завод Эджуотера 2 дня назад. Сделал все, что моих сил, набирается хорошего удовлетворения. Устал от вкуса китенца. Стоял на ноге овощной диетой. Ну да. Так. Ботаническая лаборатория. Она больше не будет жалким винтиком. Смотрится теплица хорошо. Лабиринт новой жизни. Растения живые, они чувствительны к своему окружению, как любое дышащее и мыслящее существо. У него реально намерение-то хорошие. Я направлю энергию им. Ой, красный петух. Давайте выполним сначала задание для девки. Зои Чандлер. Отлично, с этого сжег. Картыш, так. Пулемет мы разберем. Где еще труп какие-то? Этого ничего. Это просто монстр. Блин. Сжег. Еще кого-то лупит. А, в смысле? Так. Ловкость. Одна очко способности. Ловкость -1, проницательность -1, твердость духа. Да ну нахер, отказаться. Что это с того? Пещера. Мародер без ног. Боеприпасы, детали для оружия, картридж. Ну так. Устало. Вон туда мы еще успеем сходить. Не, терять эти навыки вот. Неправильно.
You crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your... What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less in... You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever... Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of the Mass Marketeer? Why didn't you say so? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. I'm great. No. I insinuated myself into their company. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but... I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to... Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go...
Done.
Look, I already bought what you were selling me. Just give me some time to gather up my person.
Gone quiet. On my way.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's... Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard straight. You pretty much did my job. Let me know if I...
Hit it with something else! We made it! You got him! Nice. Down they go! That's the last of them.
Шлем. Вот этот шлем я бы взял.
The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Easy. Great work. Here we go. Nice one. Three switches. That'll be easy enough. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
No, just leave me alone!
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded. Let's go. If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Vale? Here we go! Nice one!
Lethality now reduced.
Wow, not even a scratch! last. I'm not sure what the ride is. All I know is the decision's final. Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working... Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on. Really? I mean, wow.
Unexpected.
Look out! Everyone all right? You're not a big drinker, are you?
Never seen you here before. Welcome. On behalf of the Space... Edgewater. Jewel of the Vale. Productivity. Oh, it's fine. I'm only on my third bottle. Company lets me imbibe as much zero-G brew as I can afford. Even gave me a discount on a... Yep. Got my mid stuck in a rotor wheel. Shredded my wrist up real good. Boss was real generous to me, though. Got myself a 5% discount. Hey, Conrad's a surgeon. Well, he's a barber.
Power's gone. Law knows. Oh, I almost... You tried the best, now... Go ahead.
Carry on.
Abernath. Go ahead. I don't see how that's... You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in Edgewater just about all my life. Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming. I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Wasn't suited to the work. So what? Now that I'm behind a bar, I can ask all the questions I want. Important. Don't talk to me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Lab work ain't for me. Never was. Never will be. Spacer's Choice put me where I belong. And for that, What's wrong with that? It's good, honest work. Pots and pans don't scrub themselves. Glasses don't fill themselves either. Unless you're in Byzantium. I hear everything's automated there. They did. They gave me a life. Gave me a purpose. This is where I belong. Not so fast. I told you about my life. Your turn to tell me about... So. That right? Prove it. Sounds as if you've been keeping questionable company. You're right. I don't believe you. I did... Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum. Look, I don't know what you're blathering about. If you took a blow to your skull, you really should settle down. Anyhow, whatever happens outside the walls is not my business. My world is... Let me make something clear. Spacer's Choice has been real good to me. The town's been real good to me. I start gallivanting around outside the walls, poking around in places I shouldn't be, learning things I've got no... Won't ever catch me asking about the world outside. Else the town's gonna say... Keep it down, will you? We don't talk about the PLAYGE. I've said enough. People, they wanted to face their problems. I've talked to... The Hope? No, I've never mixed... Wait. Yeah, I got vague recollections of some folklore about a mysterious colony. You feeling a bit flushed? Then pretend you're drunk. Sober folk don't talk the way you... The Hope's folklore, all right? You're inviting trouble to... Look, either shut your gob or stick a drink in it. Coming right up.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures. Oh, it's you. Retold. As a Spacer's Choice Constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority, even during times of unplanned. Know how to carry your... Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just one per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as you... His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. You're correct. An outstanding bounty has been posted for information pertaining to the... You must be very proud.
You picked a fine time. I paid his bet. I don't understand. I found Eugene's body. I know the guy shot himself. Wait. He was plagued? Oh, law, that's awful. This is all a little too much for me to take in.
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss?
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting. I never knew how right I was. Is that right? I'm dying to hear this. Please. Liberating? Edgewater is my home. The only home I've ever had. I put down roots here, gave decades of my life. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advised. Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. And as for me, I will tender my resignation. Apologies won't give us our lives back.
Got it. Heads down.
Is...
Here they come! Dang, that's impressive.
Town's been dark a while now. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing you. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? Time's come for you to journey down into the black hole. Unfortunately, the old plant lies up. I've been after a passcode for years. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. If you die... Go on.
That was quick.
А, я его не могу манипулировать тут.
I put my whole life in that.
Got my hands full at the moment. We pay by the Gil Antrim. Real name. I remember him. Was just a kid last. I'll just need your. Mabel Burgess. B. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical. Still one outstanding bounty. Here we are. Bertie. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprints. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former work. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some... Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too... Says so right on the warning label. But... What's on your mind?
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just... Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact... I worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare... I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But... And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back... Yeah, I had my misgivings about Miss McDevitt and the deserters, but... all this time you've been determined to get your regulator... Yes! I mean, Captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of... In the bar? Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and... Am I? Well, it's just normal to me.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. What can I do for you? Do you know how to install a power rig? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove our engine room is located behind. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low... We have received a communication request from Dr.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of a... None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place. And we can start by reviving the hope. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of...
Baldur's.
Excellent. I'll send her away. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design. Cutting. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the... It has limits. First-generation technology, you see. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too. Best used in moderation. When you maintain your distance, act normal, no running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.